Hey everybody, thought I'd show you a quick video here about planting some onion bulbs. So these are just straight up Walmart special 100 bulbs, 346. Got the raised garden bed prepped, added some fertilizer, some new compost. Got it. I didn't turn it because that messes up your soil structure. Just put it on top, kind of raked it around, and put a little water on it. It's been drying this afternoon. Anyway, we're gonna do some bulbs. So first thing I'm gonna do is go through these. Larger ones in here are more likely to try to go to seed first. So I'm gonna separate those out and we're gonna use those for green onions. And the smaller ones are more likely to turn into dry onions, or what you normally would call an onion. And so I'll separate those out and have them in different areas. But I'll show you that in a minute. Also, if you read the instructions, this tells you to plant them like 3 to 4 inches apart for dry and 1 to 2 inches for green. If you're doing production gardening, then yeah, do that. But if you're growing onions to eat for your house, that's stupid. And I'll show you why. All right, we got them all dumped out here. And I'm just gonna go through and grab some of these bigger ones, kind of bigger than a nickel. That one's kind of on the edge. That one probably is big. We'll put that over there. So I'm just grabbing these larger ones that I suspect are gonna end up throwing out green onions, and we're gonna use those separately. Just get those over to the side. I want these all to be kind of small. Most of those are. You'll see some of these are even sprouting. I don't know, let's see. Focus. There you go. Anyway, got that one. You can probably clearly see that one. Anyway, I just get the bigger ones out, pull them to the side. Those are more likely, like I said, to end up trying to go to seed. But what you can do is just use those as green onions and cut them down early. I like separating those out so I know where they're at, and I mean, you can use any onion to make a green onion, but I don't want to accidentally kill stuff. Anyway, some of these that one actually went to grow and died. All right, I'm gonna make a little trench here and get to going. All right, so what I like to do on these, I like to mound up because onions like fertilizer. And what we can do is in the side trench, onions are all in here. And these side trenches, we can side dress with some fertilizer in a little, probably about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks once they get going. They love fertilizer, so that way you can keep it in there. But anyway, I mounded all that up, and then I just, as you can see, drove my hand down. Now here's the big ones. I like to put these in the back. I'm kind of standing at the northeast corner of this flower bed. I put these back here. They're likely to come up faster. I do go a little bit deeper. That's probably more like 2 to 3 inches deep. And you'll see all of my onions, and they're not 6 inches apart like they say, right? Group them together because you're going to thin these out pretty quick. Once they start growing, you're going to start pulling them and eating them. So don't worry about 6 inches apart. That's a waste of space. Group them together. You'll thin them naturally as you pull. When you start eating, I went all the way to here. I already started burying it. But anyway, don't listen to that nonsense about 6 inches apart and whatever. That's just a waste of space. Put them together. As you pull them and use them, they'll be fine. And you'll get some good dry onions at the end of the season. I still have a bunch. I'm going to do another row down there. And anyway, that's it. I'm going to get that second row in, get these covered, and then we'll water them in. And then in a week or two, probably maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I'll put some organic fertilizer, which is essentially just chicken poop, down the side here. And but they like to stay. They don't like to be wet, so make sure whatever you're using, this is a raised garden bed, but if you're in your yard, if you have clay soil, you'd be wise to lift that up a little bit because onions don't like wetness. They will rot. So, all right. All right, guys, that's it. There's the raised garden bed. I got 2 rows of onions. Got trenches on either side for side dressing fertilizer later. Like I said, all of these are probably 2 inches apart. And once they start coming up, whether we use them for green onion or we pull them early as spring onions, like we'll thin the group out on our own. And you'll see this is, I don't know how, I think it's an 8-foot bed. We got 2 rows, so that's 16 total feet for, I think, what was 100 bulbs. Anyway, that's it. Not a sponsor, but Nasaku, you can get this on Amazon. This is a Hiri Hiri. It's a stainless steel Japanese garden shovel. It's got a serrated edge and knife sharp edge. Comes with a little case. This thing is money. I don't care what you're out there doing. Cutting weeds, chasing after gophers or moles. And they're only like, I don't know, maybe like 20 bucks. Stainless steel too, so they don't get all rusty. But anyway, great garden tool if you ever find one or you need one. Anyway, that's it. Planting onions. Now, the difference between a green onion and a dry onion or a regular onion is when you cut it. Green onions, right, come up, shoot up, build that heavy stalk, that white stalk you're used to, before the bulb starts to grow. The bulb will only start setting based on the type of onion when you have a certain length of day, right? There's short day onions, midday onions, and long day onions. And counterintuitively, the further north you go, the longer your day is. That's because, remember, up above the Arctic Circle, they have their day is all sun, right? So the further south you get, you have less and less hours per day of sunlight in the summer. So depending on where you are in the country, you need to get the onion that matches the most appropriate day length you have in your area. So anyway, I'm in Texas. I go, I didn't pick anything there. I don't even know what's in that bag as far as variety. But it doesn't matter because it'll always grow onions. You just may not get the onions you want. So anyway, harvest mid-season, plant in full sun, whatever. Schmeh. Oh, the other thing when you're planting those, it is wise to, a lot of times you'll see it actually flying around here. They'll have that dry paper on the outside. Try to rub that off. This will start to mold and rot. So try to get that off if you can. Don't overly aggressively rub the onion, but if it peels off, take it off. And that's it. We'll hopefully have onions in, I don't know, a month or two. Start getting some shoots, start cutting some green onions for the kitchen. And later this summer, we'll have us onions galore. I'm gonna go ahead and water this in, get this soaked real well. And then I gotta figure out, I think I'm just gonna put some tomatoes in that last stretch there, but we'll see. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Growing onions is pretty easy. Downside is if your soil doesn't drain, they will rot and get all slimy. And that's no good. But other than that, I mean, it's almost foolproof. Anyhow, thanks for hanging out. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk soon.